Tonda calls today a summer day, and he is absolutely right. Not only is it 28 degrees, but there are no poisonous spring thermals and I am able to stay in them. Other times in the spring I keep falling out of them. First I fly right towards Karlstad, where I flew yesterday, but I'm only getting about 200 meters above the takeoff and I don't meet anything on the way, so I have to turn back. Then it gets pretty serious. I'm still holding at plus 60 and thinking about landing because I'm not really enjoying it. But I weather the weaker periods, the cirrus disappears and it's on again. I can see maybe 6 wings on Staňkovka. I'm alone on Karlík and it's a bit lonely here, so when I get some plus 300 I go after them. Along the way, I'll occasionally get a little too close, but the cool bit doesn't come until just at the lower airspace boundary. I encounter a strong thermal that carries me up to 1050, where I have to get off. I then fly along the boundary of the lower airspace until I drop to 750, at which point I can turn into the lower airspace. This gives me plenty of distance from the hill, but also in the desired direction, as the boundary of the airspace runs diagonally to the hill. Beyond that, it flies famously. I hardly lose any altitude, and when I sometimes do, I make it back up to the airspace boundary. Thanks to that I fly almost to the tunnel. I've never been this far, even from Staňkovka. I'm turning around with plus 250 above the Karlík takeoff, so about plus 230 above Staňkovka, but it was unnecessarily conservative. I'm still flying plus 160 to Staňkovka. However, keeping the reserve was the right decision. It would have been hard to land in Raditon. I'm trying to fly back to Karlík again, but before the critical valley I have only plus 100. And even though I'm out of the lower airspace, I can't find any thermal. So I go back to Staňkovka, thermal about plus 250. Which will do. I almost don't lose altitude again and I reach the slope to the left of Karlík. There is an edge, a plateau behind it and another edge behind it. I'm at the upper edge, where logically I'll get a bit of a knock from the lower one, but it can be arranged. At plus 40, I get to the point where the lower and upper edges join, and it's clear I've won. I'm a bit tempted to stretch my right leg, but after all it's after 7, and the wind has picked up a bit, so I land calmly. Once I managed to fly from Karlík to Staňkovka, and since then it has been my dream to make it to the other side. Today I succeeded even with a landing. Not only did I make it there and back, but I even flew almost to the tunnel. A dream come true. Next stop, over Karlstad and back.